Do you wave your terrible towel when Renegade plays? Reach for a tasty cake when JJ shouts, "He scores!" Does the sound of an F1 engine make your heart race? Doing push-ups with a Nittany Lion after a TD? Then lend us an ear, and we will share the exhilaration of Steelers football, the excitement of Flyers hockey, the nail-biting finishes of F1, and the pride when we yell, "We are Penn State." Welcome to the SteelFlyers show, the strangest combination of sports fandom since pineapple was put on pizza.
Some say that he only knows two things about flamingos, and they're both wrong. It's your host, SteelFlyers.
Thank you. That is our delightful co-host, Ronies.
Steelers' first game is a win. Can we go 2 in a row?
The Nittany Lions versus the Auburn Tigers. Not just your ordinary cat fight.
Flyers training camp has begun, and what are the expectations?
Ferrari was not as fast as a Red Bull at Monza, but the Tifosi still got a podium. And welcome to the SteelFlyers podcast. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate that. We are on Season 2.
Yes.
Episode Big 10. That's right.
Wow, really?
Yep, episode number 10. And Lions and Tigers, oh my, plus some black and gold magic.
We hope.
We hope, and we saw.
Yeah.
Or we should probably say black and gold Minkah magic.
Minkah magic, I like that.
Ooh, yeah, I like that too. Yeah, all right. Title change! Thank you all very much for checking us out and watching us. I really appreciate that. By the way, some interesting news. Breaking news. The website should be up in the next couple of days. That's what we're planning.
Okay.
Right? So with the new website comes the new store.
Right.
So you'll be able to buy
T-shirts.
The SteelFlyers shirts, the Hockey Writers Inc. shirts, and also the Pearl of Wisdom shirts.
Yeah. I think that one's my favorite, honestly.
I know, yeah. But you got to follow the frolic, so
right.
You got to be checking out the Perlo and the Peyton on the radio. Boy, them guys are really kicking it up there in Edmonton, man. They really do a great job, especially on the Western time zone. You know what I mean? Kicking it up there. So if you guys are on that side of the world, you guys got to be tuning in to Peyton on the radio and the great Perlo Wisdom, because they will get you tuned in for hockey all day long. Plus, Perlo does his picks for Major League Baseball, for hockey, and all kinds of great stuff. So,
and he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I mean, yeah. So you got to check him out. Also, some other interesting, fun, and great news. SteelFlyers has been accepted for media credentials for the Philadelphia Phantoms.
Yes.
So, the Lehigh Valley Phantoms, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Which is the Philadelphia Flyers
farm team.
AHL team, yep. So we will be attending some of those games with media in the press box. We'll be able to ask players questions and things of that nature. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll be up there with the great Joe Boric and up there with the great Lance Green and
That'll
also
be cool.
the rest of the gang. I'll be able to go up there too every once in a while too. So that'll be great to do that. So I'll be looking forward to some of that great stuff too. Plus, don't forget about the Nittany Report.
Yes, every week.
Right? Every week after the Penn State game, win or lose, you get to see the Nittany Report. We break down the game and talk about who's who, what's what, and where's where, and why's why's, and why it all happened like that.
Right.
So, check that out.
And...
Yep, exactly. So, got to check that out, too, especially after the Penn State games. Usually the day after a Penn State game. So, if the Penn State game is on a Saturday, the Nittany Report will be out on that Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just be checking out the Twitters.
Before the Steeler game.
Yeah. Just be checking out the Twitters and all that, and we'll put that out there for you for the Nittany Report. So be checking that out as well, too. Plus, another new something coming down the pike.
That one's not ready yet, correct?
That's not ready yet, but it's in the works.
Okay. More hockey.
More hockey. Centered around the entire league. We'll be covering the entire league.
Okay.
Right, but it's going to be more about, I'm just going to say, the younger generation. Okay? That's what we're going to say. We'll leave it at that. And, oh my gosh, when the website gets up and running, we will be having articles We'll be having latest news from all your favorite teams.
Links to different podcasts.
Links to different podcasts, links to different shows, links to different articles, links to different content. Oh my gosh, if you guys are all down with the SteelFlyers All Sports Network, wait till this website gets going and you guys will be on this. I'm here to tell you this will be your place to come to for all your sports needs. All you have to do is come to SteelFlyers.com, check us out for all your sports needs. So, let's get into this show, shall we?
Oh, you want to start talking about the game that no one ever wanted to win?
Yeah, the forever game. It was like an extra hour.
Yeah.
Right? We got an overtime that nobody wanted to win. Like, no, here, you take it. 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 On the 5-star radio that we did on Wednesdays, which, by the way, that's going to be on Wednesdays now, starting at between 5:30 and 6 o'clock. We'll be live, and we'll be breaking down previews of the upcoming game, and we'll be talking about the game previously.
Correct.
Okay? And listen.
So yesterday, today, and tomorrow is what you're saying.
Yeah, there you go. And listen, if you guys are not tuned in to 5-star matchup, you all are missing out. I'm here to tell you.
He's great.
I mean,
He's so good.
We got 17 minutes of episode 1 for the season this year.
Well, that's because nobody wanted to win the game.
Right. I mean, what? Okay. So, I don't really want to dwell on that because I've already kind of beat that down a little bit, and we've already kind of discussed that.
I know.
We're looking forward to the next game. However, I do want to say this. TJ is going to probably be out for at least a month.
6 weeks is what I've heard.
6 weeks. All right. At least a month.
Right. Which is better than missing out the whole season.
Well, yeah, that's true. And also,
we'll get him for playoffs. Playoffs?
Yeah, playoffs. Anyway, no, if he misses that amount of time, that brings him back a week or two after the bye.
Oh, that's an extra week, so that's good.
Exactly, because we get our bye week is week 9.
Okay.
So that
helps.
That helps. I mean, that means that he's looking to come back week 10.
Okay.
Which still will give him if he is able to come back in that period of time, if he's able to come back sooner, okay, or whatever.
I wouldn't push it.
Depending on what the prognosis is and whatever, how things progress.
Let him just get healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't send him back 75%. Just let him get healthy so that we can have him again. Because if you break him, you can only fix him so many times.
And did you hear that, folks? Did you hear that? That's the sound of reason. Reason. Anyway, so Harris, Najee Harris, was in a walking boot at the end of the game last week and is expected to play.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm also going to have to go out there and agree with 5-star on this one as well, too. I think that they need to let this heal. It's a Liz Frank injury to the ankle or shin or whatever, or whatever that Liz Frank is. And that's no joke. And you need to let that heal.
Right.
Right? And you can't just see... And then you want to try to give him the ball 360 sometimes this year? Right? He's already got... I think this is a significant injury if you let it continue.
Right, because it's just going to keep getting worse.
Like, it's not going to get any better, but it's going to continue to get worse to the point where, hey, if you let him rest now, and if you do make the playoffs, then at least he'll be available.
Right.
Does that, I mean...
That makes sense to me, but, I'm not being paid the big bucks to make those decisions.
Right. So... Speaking of being paid big bucks and making those decisions...
do you know what today is?
The 16th of September.
What is the anniversary of today? What happened 3 years ago today? I think it was 3.
3 years ago today?
I think it was 3.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I'm scared.
Oh, don't be scared. It was the Minkah trade that brought Minkah to the Steelers.
Oh, that was, 3 years ago?
I think it was
I thought we were 4.
No, I don't think it was
Yeah, they were 4.
He joined the Steelers in 2019.
Okay, so that's 3 years.
Yep.
Everybody
complained because we traded a first-round draft pick, and everybody's like, oh, that's so stupid, it's so stupid. And now what are you saying?
Well, see, when that trade happened, Five Star and I were both like all over that. We both thought that was a great deal because Minkah was a 11th overall pick in the first round.
Right.
So you traded, I think our draft pick at that time was like 18th or 15th or something crazy like that.
I don't remember. I just know it was a first round.
So we traded let's just say we traded a middle first round for an 11th overall first round.
Yeah.
Who is a known commodity, was pretty much already putting it together in Miami, was putting it together. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, the guy just is...
he won the game for us last week.
He was utterly deserving of the Defensive Player of the Week, for sure. I mean, just the block kick alone was probably what won it for him. Plus the pick 6 and plus the fumble recovery and plus... Anyway, so...
But anyway, we're thankful
Pittsburgh, that was a good trade for Pittsburgh because we also got a wide receiver.
Didn't we? I don't even remember.
Well, yeah, because
I just remember in Minkah.
Yeah, so... here we go. Minkah winning Defensive Player of the Week. But speaking of Players of the Week and all that other stuff, Pittsburgh is going to be home at...
It's our home opener.
Home opener in Accusurance Stadium. I'm probably just never going to get that right. I don't care how long that stays that name. I'm probably
it's going to be...
never going to get that name right.
It's going to be Heinz Field. Wait, no, it's not Heinz Field anymore. It's Accusurance. That's what people are going to say all the time.
All the time. Even the commentators, I bet you any money. Now, here's another ketchup bottle for you. Yeah. They're not going to have the real ketchup bottles. They're going to be virtual.
Oh.
So every time they get into as the 5 Star calls it, the business zone, or every time they get into the red zone, there's going to be a virtual ketchup bottle that pours ketchup over the scoreboard.
Do you know what I just realized?
We're going to probably see that in a couple weeks when we go to the game.
Do you know what we're going to miss? We're now entering the Heinz Ketchup Red Zone.
That's true. And I thought they were going to keep that. I thought they had agreed to keep that as the Heinz Red Zone.
Maybe they did.
I think they are. I think that was part of the... Because there was after they renamed the stadium to Accusurance. Accusure. See, I'm not going to get it. When they renamed the stadium, they completely said, no, there's no Kraft, Heinz, nothing. And then suddenly, within like 3 days, there was an agreement to continue to have Heinz ketchup.
And the people rebelled.
Yeah, and then the people rebelled. It's almost like, And they said, and here is ketchup.
Okay, we'll give you a little bit of ketchup.
No, they said that they were going to continue to be the suppliers of the ketchup for the stadium and that they were also going to remain the Heinz Red Zone.
Okay. Well, maybe we didn't get to see the game, last week. Thank you, NFL.
Thank you, everybody involved in that little mess, because... I'm not going to go there. I'm just not.
Let me just explain. We're in a dead zone. We don't necessarily get to see the games we want to see. We get to see what they put on TV. But Red Zone is a big lifesaver.
And thank goodness for the radio broadcast because, man,
I like them better anyway.
We have them on anyway. If I'm not broadcasting the game, we usually have them guys on. If I'm not calling the game, Hey, unfortunately, I won't be able to call the game this weekend.
Maybe next weekend?
Maybe next weekend. Well, no, because the next game is Thursday night.
Oh, yeah, that's not going to work.
Right, so yeah, that's not going to work. And next Thursday night, we have... Ooh, the Hockey Writers Inc. next Thursday has John from Off the Wall Hockey.
Oh. We haven't talked to him in a while.
I stay in touch with him. I text back and forth and everything, and he's getting geared up. He's been doing some of the rookie tournaments.
Okay.
Have been going off now. The last we'll get into that here in a minute. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves here, but he's been calling some of those games too as well. You know what I mean? So yeah. Listen, if you guys aren't tuned in on John from Off the Wall Hockey to get all of your live play-by-play, he just got a brand new sponsor.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. It's a sports equipment, hockey sports equipment site.
Nice.
Congratulations to John on that, man. That is awesome sauce. Way to go, brother. Way to keep kicking it. He's over 10,000 subscribers. If you guys want to check out a hockey game and you don't like the guys that are calling the game, you need to kick in John. Even if you do like the guys calling the game, you need to kick in John, because I'm here to tell you, that man has got it going on.
Yep.
I mean, I've never, and I've even got a chance to call games with him. That dude has just got it naturally coming out of him.
Yep.
You know? So, go see the GOAT. Off the Wall Hockey. John. Join up, subscribe, all that stuff, man. Check him out for sure.
All right, we got on our tangents again.
I know, another one of our tangents. But hey, we got a lot of great people that we have to mention because they're such great people and they do such great content. You know what I mean? So, all right, so Steelers and Patriots for the home opener.
Yeah, well, the Patriots lost their first game, is that correct?
Yeah, they did. They lost to Miami.
Wow. By the way, did you hear about what happened at the Miami parking lot during the game?
Somebody forgot to unplug or turn off their barbecue or something, and
it was barbecue time.
How many cars?
8.
8 cars? I thought it was only 3. All right,
no,
8
I think it was
cars.
8.
That's no joke.
No.
8 cars.
Can you imagine coming out of the game?
And your car's one of the ones that's all...
What happened to my car, dude?
All right.
This is not how I left it.
Yeah, right. I didn't realize I was going to get my car well done.
You're stuck now, man. You just got to stay there.
No. Excuse me, you're going to be calling an Uber now, aren't you? Anyway, so Steelers and Patriots, and let's just talk about the elephant in the room, shall we?
Let's not. That's why it's an elephant in the room.
No, I think we should, because...
What?
Okay, the elephant in the room is Mitch Trubisky era. So we've had one game now so far.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed. I'm sorry.
And I even tried to point some things out on the 5-Star Radio on Wednesdays at 5:30, 6 o'clock Eastern Time on the 5-Star Matchup channel. That I think that Pittsburgh got lucky against Cincinnati. Because, let's face it, you give Cincinnati that many opportunities, they're not going to miss that often.
Well, we had how many turnovers? I mean, Cincinnati had how many turnovers?
Exactly. There was 5 turnovers in that game.
We should have been way ahead.
That game should have been stupid.
Right.
Like 45, 46, 48, to 3.
Right.
Right? And in the 9 possessions that Pittsburgh had to close out the game, including overtime, these 6 points.
They got to do better than that.
If you score a touchdown in any one of those possessions, then you don't even have to worry about overtime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you played unnecessarily. You got people hurt and put into... When you play games longer than what you should, that puts guys into dangerous situations to get hurt. And
your key players, like TJ Watt.
Which, anyway... Mac Jones is expected to play. He had back spasms and left the game against the Dolphins.
Okay.
But he is expected to play. He's practiced this week.
So he's ready.
I think he's going to be in. Now, here's going to be my question. Even if Mac Jones plays, that was not a very good showing against the Dolphins.
I mean,
like, not even remotely.
Well, he was in pain, so take that with...
No, but I mean, just the New England team in general.
Okay, I thought you were just talking about...
No, not just a quarterback, just in general. Like, I mean, we're talking about Bill Belichick, New England Patriots. Okay, Brady lists New England Patriots. It's almost like saying, Jaws 106. Right? It's the fish without the dentures. Yeah, puts the dentures in, you know what I mean? Right? You know.
Yeah.
Because Jaws is 106 years old, he has to put his dentures in to have teeth now.
Gotcha.
But that's kind of what it's like. It's like, New England Patriots, but without Tom Brady, it's like, all right, it's Jaws without teeth. Because, let's face it, he was able to distribute the ball to a bunch of no-name receivers and win. You know what I mean? So... And the schemes and stuff is not working up there in Bill Belichick land for New England right now.
No.
And Mac Jones is not the worst quarterback I've ever seen. I mean, he's not the best, and he's obviously not, the likes of Joe Montana or Ben Roethlisberger or Tom Brady or whatever. I mean.
Right.
But a pretty serviceable quarterback, to say the least. Anyway, well, So could this be logically a win for the Black and Gold, do you think?
I mean, if the Patriots play like they did against the Dolphins, I think we have a chance.
if Pittsburgh plays like New England played against the Dolphins, I think we have a chance. Because look, let's face it. Pittsburgh has the most expensive defense in the league right now, but they pretty much showed that you really have to do something above and beyond to get points on them now.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, see, here's the problem, okay? They're missing their anchor. That's going to affect them.
And also, Alex Highsmith has been kind of dinged the last week as well, too. And he would be that key player that would have to step up in the absence of TJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now... I think there's going to be some adjustments because there always is, when you have a guy like him out. But I don't think the Steelers are going to be quite as dynamic in the pass rush as they are with TJ.
Yeah.
But I think with Olahu and with Cam Hayward and the rest of the gang up
Minkah
front.
and all them.
No, but I mean the guys up front.
Oh, the guys up front. I'm sorry.
I think those guys up front are going to be able to handle some of the load here, I think, especially against New England. Now, New England does have a pretty good offensive line.
Well, it's Bill Belichick.
Okay, so... And they're going to have a decent defense. So we need to see the real, like, if you're going to run this quote-unquote Matt Canada offense, and you're going to be, it was more like you need to unleash these guys and let them go instead of just, let's do that. Let's see how that goes. What do you got to lose? Right?
Yep.
This offensive, I don't want to beat down the offensive line because everybody already has done that already in the press and everything else like that. And I have said from the very beginning that I played offensive line. I played center. I mean, my hero is Mike Webster. I mean, so I'm always rooting for the offensive line, and I'm always going to be overcritical of the offensive line.
Right.
But I don't think I'm being overcritical this year because they
haven't gotten it together.
They stink. They don't give Mitch enough time. He has to rush throws. He has to scurry around and, he's letting the ball go while getting hit.
Okay, so can I say something?
Yeah.
Not in defense of the offensive line, but a lot of that has to do with the offensive coordinator who's calling these plays. And not giving them the ability to... They got the same 4 plays every I'm sorry.
It's like... I have to agree with Pittsburgh Dad. It's like Pittsburgh only has 4 plays.
That's where I got that from.
It's like they're all they know how to do is 3 and outs.
Right.
What? Your first two plays are runs of Najee that run up the back of an offensive line. They can't get off the ball and can't block anybody, so that Najee can get to the second level. And then 3rd down, you're chucking it deep,
which everybody sees coming, and
it's 10 yards past the wide receiver as you're running out of bounds.
Because your offensive line isn't protecting you.
And then what? You got Percy Auburn trotting out there to kick the ball.
Right.
I heard something the other day, and somebody said, yeah, I hope that guy's in shape because he's going to get a lot of work this year. Oh. Okay, anyway. So, okay, let's move on here. I really think, though, that Pittsburgh has a shot.
Okay.
This week against New England. I really do. They're at home. And
that's always a boost.
And so we'll see. Because if they can beat New England, what is that saying about New England and Cincinnati if Pittsburgh, who, let's face it, barely beat the Bengals, what was it, 23-20? I mean, and Bengals went to the Super Bowl last year.
Right.
Right? And they have the most dynamic wide receiver now and all this other stuff. And it's like, all right, maybe that's saying something about Pittsburgh.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe that's saying something about what the expectations are of these other teams.
I honestly think it says something about Cincinnati more than it says about the Steelers.
Yeah, I agree, because you can't just have one season where you go to the Super Bowl and now suddenly you're the powerhouse in the AFC. No, see, you gotta walk that walk a couple of times, and you gotta beat down Steelers, Ravens in order to stand on that, in order to walk that little lofty perch there, and you haven't done that yet.
Right.
You've done one. Good on you. Golf clap. Good on you. Right? Well, let's see you do it again and again and again. All right. Let's move on to the orange and black instead of the black and gold.
Okay.
And on the 15th of September, the rookies reported to training camp for the Philadelphia Flyers 2022-2023 season.
Yay.
And I have to tell you.
Do you like the rookies?
There were quite a few names on that list that I didn't recognize. There was a couple names on that list that I did recognize. Okay? And there was surprisingly some names absent.
Okay.
On that list. Okay? I mean, that's just rookie. That was rookie development camp. Right? But I'm talking about the rookies that were invited to training camp.
Right.
For the Philadelphia Flyers for this year. Right? So the number 1 draft pick that they had this year, 5th overall, Cutter Gauthier, not invited.
Then what? Why did you draft him?
Okay. Their other draft picks, Alex Bump and Kaplan, not invited.
Okay.
Yeah, that was what my reaction was too. What? Okay.
Are they just too young or not ready yet?
Well, okay. Cutter, all 3 of them pretty much have the NHL body and frame. They're all over 6 foot. I think Kaplan's the only one that's not. I think he's 5'11". Mm-hmm. Right? But Bump is over 6 foot, and Cutter Gauthier is over 6 foot. They all have the NHL body. They're all 17, 18, right? Who made the team at age 18 in 2001? Simone Gagne.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, what is it going to hurt to invite these guys to camp so they get a taste, they get a feel, This is what your expectations are. This is what it's going to be like to go to one of these camps. Blah, 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 blah. And, oh my gosh, God forbid one of them make it.
Yeah. That seems odd.
And then if one of them does make it, or if one of them is on the bubble, all you have to do is play them for 9 games, and then you send them back.
Right.
Right? What? What do you got to lose? Why are you... I don't understand the mentality of the Flyers by doing this. It's like you're trying to hold back these guys from... You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And
you keep bringing in all these retreads. Braun and all these guys at Connington and all. I mean, these people are over 30 years old. What are you doing bringing these guys in here, taking spots from these young guys? Right? You're already saying it's a rebuild, it's a retool, it's a re-this, it's a re-that. Yeah, it's a retread. Let's re-bring these guys back here. All right. Yeah. Traded Braun to re-sign him. What are you doing, Smack? Anyway.
Rant over.
Rant over. The rookie games against the New York Rangers starting tonight as we are recording, the 16th of September, and then also tomorrow, the 17th of September.
Okay.
Those are rookie games that will be played, scrimmages, between the New York Rangers. They'll be broken up into, 2 groups.
Is this just to get us look at them, see how they play? Okay.
All rookies, right? And then the invites.
Gotcha.
Right? So, and then each group is comprised of a roster. So, for the Flyers, I think it's the orange and the white team.
Okay.
Right? And then for the Rangers, it's probably the blue and the white team or whatever.
Whatever,
you know what I mean? Yeah. So, and then those 2 teams then play each other. So, say the blue team plays the white team.
And then they play the orange team.
And then the white team from the Rangers plays the orange team from the Flyers.
I'm putting the diagram in my head as you speak.
Okay.
And that one goes there. And the spreadsheet is in my head.
Yeah, the orange Flyers goes with white Rangers.
Right.
White Flyers goes with... Yeah. With blue Rangers. We got that right in the first try. Anyway, that's what's going on this coming weekend.
Okay.
The vets will report on the 18th. But I want to say this. Every single one of the players is in town right now. Has been in town for the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think we brought that up last time.
We did. That to me says a little something. Because our lovely coach came out the other day with a message to his team.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Want to know what that message was?
What?
Bring your lunch pail, boys, because we going to work. I mean, straight up. Guys said, don't tiptoe into camp. Don't back into camp. Come in ready to work and come in shape, because we going to work you.
Well, their first preseason game is the 24th, so that's coming up quick.
Yeah, that's next weekend. How you doing? By the way, great shout out to our good friend of the show and good friend of the network, Jim Jackson, who is pretty much chomping at the bit, saying that he can't wait to get back to work. So, I'm with you on that one, Jimmy. Can't wait either. Oh, yeah, can't wait to hear that voice. Anyway, so... the message to the team, bring the lunch pail, going to be a work training camp, and look, we talked about this last time as well, too. I think this is going to be that perfect opportunity for this coach to come in here and basically weed everybody out. And if you're on the train and you're willing to pick up a shovel and shovel the coal to keep stoking that fire, to keep that train moving down the road, then you're going to be on the team. And if you don't want to pick up a shovel and shovel the coal to keep the fire stoked, you're going to be dropped off at the next depot. And the best thing so far, this is the best news so far, is that Sean Couturier is quote-unquote healthy.
Good.
Fully healthy, quote-unquote fully healthy Sean Couturier. Kevin Hayes, quote-unquote healthy, feels better than has in 3-4 years, quote unquote.
Wow.
All right. That's good news.
Let's see how you play.
I'm a little worried about Couturier because that's a kind of a serious injury, but I think he's going to be okay as long as he's healthy.
Okay.
Okay. Here's my thing, though, okay? There are so many questions with this Flyers team, and there's not enough answers.
We're not going to get the answers until they start playing.
And even after they start playing, we're still not going to get answers until next year or the year after, because I think we're that far away. Seriously, you're really going to go with Carter Hart and Felix Sandstrom as your goalie tandem? Like, seriously, that's what you're going to go with?
I know, you've brought this up before.
And God forbid, if Carter Hart gets hurt, oh my gosh, now what?
Right.
Right? So they did invite a guy or two to camp, but not impressive. You know, not somebody who's going to get signed. You know what I mean? So, like, why bother? You know, when there's still some perfectly good goalies out there that you could snag. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but, well, hey.
Well, you know.
Call me crazy. Look, I'm excited about this year. I'm excited about the opportunity for fresh meat.
Okay.
Because that's how this is going to feel like this year. This isn't going to be a year of winning. This is going to be a year of finding out if you're going to be buying in.
This is the first year that it's like first week of basic, you know. That's what this whole year is going to be like.
That's a good way to put that. This is going to be like that first week of basic training.
Where they just break you.
Well, actually, it's not the first week. That actually, basic training is, depending on which branch you go to.
It was an analogy that worked.
On average is 8 weeks.
Okay.
Okay, and so within that first part of that time is when they remove the civilian out of you and instill the soldier into you during that time. So that by the time you get to, you know, the last couple weeks of boot camp, you're now a soldier.
Right.
You're not
Which
a
is
civilian.
what you're supposed to be.
Which is what you're supposed to be.
All right.
So
let's get off the military metaphors. See what I did there?
Yeah, that was good. And speaking of metaphors and all kinds of fun stuff, we got lions and tigers.
No bears. Sorry.
No bears. No bears. But lions and tigers. Oh,
right.
my.
I like the lions better.
Yeah, I do too. Even though tigers are cooler looking, and I would much rather be a tiger than a lion.
Why? A male lion doesn't have to do anything but eat. And other things.
Okay, and other things. Oh, I like that designation of that. But that was pretty subtle.
The female lion does all the hunting.
Yeah.
It takes care of the cubs.
Yeah.
And, you know, pretty much...
Does everything.
Does everything, yeah. And he just eats.
He just eats. He shows up and eats, and then
other things.
Other things. Takes care of his husbandly, lionly...
Wait, I didn't go there.
His kingly, lionly duties. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, but speaking of lions, how about the Nittany Lions home opener at Happy Valley left the fans just that. Happy with a huge win over the Bobcats.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Good game. Lots of points, lots of scoring. I was actually a little bit... I really felt that the Bobcats were going to give Penn State a better game. Owing to what they did the previous week, meaning the Bobcats playing Appalachian State and winning quite handily.
Appalachian State, so...
Okay, well... Appalachian State back in like 1998 or something like that shocked the world and beat like Miami to go on to play for the national championship or something like that. So yeah, don't count that team out anyway. So that just goes to show you how old I am. Anyway, so great win for Penn State, and so now speaking of great win for Penn State, that puts the mark now on Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, they've won 2 in a row, so...
Well, no. That means now they're ranked 22nd in the country.
That's what they were to begin the season.
No, they weren't even in the top 30.
Okay.
Right? They weren't even in the top 30. We even talked about that. They weren't even in the top 30.
Right.
But now they're ranked 22nd.
Okay.
They beat Purdue at Purdue and handedly beat Ohio Bobcats. Now, that was then.
This is now?
This is now. Meaning this coming game against the Auburn Tigers in Auburn Stadium.
Who are also 2-0.
Who are also 2-0. All right.
But they're having some issues, too.
They are, however, I believe this is still going to be a litmus test for the team.
Okay.
I really do. Because Auburn is one of those public darlings, if you will.
Okay.
Like, there's always a shine for Auburn because they always potentially could beat Alabama or, you know what I mean, They're you know what I'm talking. You get what I'm saying? Okay, so they're one of those schools that always just seems to be good, be in the mix, be in the playoffs, be in the
just not getting that last step in.
Right, exactly. And they've been close a few times, but right, exactly. So, and I think that's going to kind of be the same this year for Auburn. They've always been able to put up a pretty decent team.
Okay.
I mean, you know, they put up a pretty good team. This year, they got a pretty nice running back in Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty big
Some
kid.
nice statistics for him.
Yeah, like 289 or 189 yards. No, 189 yards in 29 carries and 3 touchdowns so far this year.
Yeah.
In 2 games. So, and the first game, not so much, but the second game, he had 149 yards, 23 carries, and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, okay, there you go. This is a part of the offense that's also featuring Johnson and his 7 catches for 158 yards in the last 2 games. Okay, so that's their wide receiver. Now, here's the problem. This is where we kind of see the issues here with Auburn. TJ Finney, pretty good quarterback for the most part, but he's been a little inconsistent.
Yeah.
He's thrown 3 picks so far, and only 1
touchdown.
He didn't even throw a touchdown. He ran the touchdown.
Right.
So he hasn't even thrown for a touchdown yet. You know what I mean? And so they got their other quarterback, second string quarterback, or 1A quarterback, if you will. Robbie Ashford has been coming in and playing much better. In lieu of TJ Finney's
but he's not doing... He's doing better, but not great.
Like, it's like you got 2 backup quarterbacks fighting for the number 1 job. You know what I mean? Like, they're both just not good enough to be number 1, but... So, I bet you're going to go back and forth this year on these guys. We'll probably see these guys.
Wait, a team that has 2 quarterbacks that aren't quite NFL level... One's a backup quarterback, one's a rookie. Oh, I'm sorry. I started talking about the Steelers again. Sorry.
All right. This is the other elephant in the room. We talked about it at the top of the show. Let's go on this tangent. You want to go down there?
No, I don't.
Do you want to open up this worm?
No.
This can of worms? Do you want to?
No.
Okay. Continuing on. With Penn State, can Sean Clifford, Nick Singleton, and Mitchell Tinsley put it together and have another great first half? So we can see Alar, that kid, man. I like seeing number 15 Alar, the backup quarterback from Penn State. Yeah, I like him. I want to see more of him. I want to see him play more.
Okay.
Guy's got a cannon for an arm. He's got poise. You know what I'm saying? So he played for... He came in last game and played. He was 6 of 8 for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. And then all right, you're done. And then the third string quarterback came in and played. I was like, but wait a minute.
Well, why put him at risk if you don't have to?
Okay, but he was 6 of 8 for 82 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay. Can I see some more of that, please?
That would be nice.
Yeah, more of that, please. What do you think? I think this is, like I said, going to be a litmus test, but I'm... Penn State by 3.
Maybe. It's going to be a tight game. I'll give you that.
It's either Penn State by 3 or Auburn by 3.
Yeah, it's not going to be a blowout on either side.
No, I don't think so either. Right. So I'm going to go with Penn State by 3.
Alrighty.
I don't even know what the line is on this game. I think it's like 6.5 or something for Auburn or something. You know what I mean? So, whatever. Okay. Folks, I got to tell you something now. We coined this last show, and I absolutely love it.
What's that?
If Monica...
Oh, sorry.
If Monaco Grand Prix is the crown jewel of the Formula One calendar, then the scepter has to be the...
Monaco.
No. The Autodromo Monza.
I'm sorry.
Monza.
Right. I'm sorry.
Okay, so... Home track for Ferrari.
That's always a good thing.
There were over 404,000 people that came to the track for that weekend.
I know.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's a lot of people.
That is a lot of flapping people. Now, a lot of them were wearing red.
Imagine that.
In Italy for a certain Italian team named Ferrari. Anyway, what do you think? Ferrari, did they win? They got pole.
They did get pole, but they didn't keep it.
Couldn't look. The Red Bull is too fast. It just is. It's not the fastest car on the straights, but it's faster in the tight sections. It's faster in the corners. It's faster in those more technical tracks. It's also, you know what I mean? So the Ferrari's got the straight line speed, but then when you start getting into the corners, then that's when the Red Bull comes good.
Right.
So it's going to eventually outpace the Ferrari.
Right.
Because it still has really good straight line speed. It's not like Ferrari's blowing its doors off on that. You know what I mean? But still.
Well, this race also ended with a safety car, which was odd.
Yeah.
I think that hurt them.
It made it look closer than what it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think Leclerc was like 12 or 14 seconds back or something like that from Verstappen. So, yeah, I mean, Verstappen, let's just say this. Tifosi did get a podium.
Yeah.
Leclerc...
points is points sometimes.
Second, right? And I think...
Leclerc?
No, Sainz... where did Carlos finish? He was either third or fourth or fifth. I think like that. Our crack research staff is hitting that here in just a second. We'll get that information for you. But the win went to the Dutchman.
Fourth.
Okay, so second and fourth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Was it Russell in third?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Russell third. All right. So, but... good to see that both of the drivers up there in the top 4. So we'll take that. That's good double points. Perez didn't have quite as good a race as Verstappen did, for sure. But I think Verstappen is building on his lead, and it looks like he's going to be running away with the drivers' championship.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he's already won more races than anybody this year. He's already finished higher than most people have so far on average. You know, I think he's like over 100 points ahead. And we're past halfway now, so yeah, that's kind of how that's going to work. So,
well, let's see. Verstappen has 335 points. Mm-hmm. Leclerc has 219. So, yeah.
Like I said, building up a nice lead, pretty much putting a lid on it.
Right.
You know, unless the last 7 or 8 races, Verstappen is DNF and Leclerc wins, that's really the only way it's going to happen.
I don't see that happening.
And yeah, I'm not I'm not anticipating that anytime soon either.
Well, we're a little closer on the construction because Red Bull has
Right.
545 and Ferrari has 406.
Right. And that's only because we've had more help with Sainz and Leclerc both finishing higher in the standings than Perez and Verstappen.
Right.
Yeah, Verstappen's winning the races, but where's Perez finishing? Or is he finishing? Or, you know what I mean? If that's your only point you're getting, then that's hurting.
Right.
So, looking forward to the next race, and you know, it's been really exciting this year with the new cars, the new regulations, and stuff like that. I think the cars are able to follow each other more closely now, which allows for more opportunities for overtake. Because previously, the way the aerodynamics of the cars were, you couldn't follow the car close enough because you were getting in their disturbed air, so that was messing you up.
Right.
So you had to be a little bit further back. Well, when you're that little bit further back, it makes it that much harder to try to make a pass on somebody. When you have to come from way downtown instead of from right up from underneath their bumper.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with the new regulations and the new aerodynamics, it's allowing the cars to drive much closer to each other and not be disturbed by that dirty air that's coming off the back of the cars in front of them.
Right.
So it's making for more exciting races. It's making for more opportunities for passing and things of that nature. So I'm all for that. What do you think?
I mean, any race that's exciting is fun, right?
Exactly. We've had some pretty good races this year so far, I think. Spa was good. Monza was good. Hungary was good. I mean, all the races have been... Silverstone was pretty good. I mean, they've had some pretty good races this year. So
yeah, I mean, it's nice to have it back to normal, I guess.
You realize we're fast approaching the quadruple header. And what we mean by quadruple header is what created the SteelFlyers All Sports Network to begin with.
All 4 sports, one weekend.
All 4 teams, one weekend. Steelers play, Flyers play, Penn State plays, and there's a race. How soon can we get that?
Well, let's see. Next weekend we have the 24th. We have a Flyers game. We know there's...
Steelers game.
Is that the one that's on Thursday night, though?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have...
So we only have a triple header next week.
Right, so it might be another weekend. It might be the beginning of the NHL season before we get that.
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's going to have to be, yeah. Yeah, because I don't know if there's only going to be 2 preseason games that are going to be televised for the Flyers this year. So, but yeah, looking forward to that. I think the Flyers are on national TV. I think it's either 13 or 16 times this year.
Okay.
Opening game going to be streamed. Not going to be on Comcast. Not going to be on with our boy.
Well, that's a shame.
That is a shame. It's going to be on ESPN Plus streaming. Okay? So if you don't have it, get it. No, they did a great job, man. Their streaming service, let's face it, we signed up for it, and man, I got to watch a lot of great games, out-of-market games last year. I watched a lot of Colorado games. I watched a lot of Carolina games. You know what I mean? So, look, they did a great job with putting out the games, so... If you're all down with that, get the ESPN Plus thing. I would recommend that if you want to watch hockey games.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you saying something positive about ESPN is amazing.
I know, but it's the only way I can get to watch my games. So
at least they're giving you the opportunity to watch the games.
I don't like any of their commentating, and I don't like any of their shows, and I don't like the stuff that they're putting out.
No, you do like some of their shows. You like Peyton's Plate.
Okay, yeah, but...
And 30 for 30.
Well, only
some of them.
Some of them, but like I said, and Payne's Place is done by his production company, not by ESPN.
Right, but it's carried by ESPN.
Carried by ESPN, but not produced and written.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a big difference.
You're right.
All
okay.
Right. It's done by Omaha. Hey, that was pretty good. That almost sounded like him too, didn't it?
Yeah, I want to see the new Santa Claus TV show. Where he does a cameo.
Oh, gosh, that's going to be... Yeah, anyway. So, thank you, Ronies, for putting up with me and allowing me to do this.
I'm not allowing you. I'm joining you.
Well, but thank you for joining me and for doing this with me.
You're welcome.
Okay. Thank you, folks, for listening and for checking us out. We really appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the website, SteelFlyers.com. You can find me on Twitter at SteelFlyers52. Just remember, folks, stay safe, stay strong, and hang tough.